There's different values associated with what you go out and you implement, okay? If you're going out there and, yeah, okay, you're bringing in some IT person who's helping them set up all their printers to print double-sided. There's a certain value to that, okay? They don't have to spend the time, the energy to do it. If you put up a large windmill, there's a whole different value associated with managing that kind of project or being a subcontractor relative to that. Know where your value lies. Feel it through. Talk to people. Talk to other people in the space. Talk to the people in your network and say, hey, look, you know, I want to make 8% total off this $2 million deal. How do we get there? They might tell you it's impossible. The deals are always priced too thin for that. Their margin might not be 8% to be able to make that work. Okay, can you expand your margin? Is there a rebate structure that you can work out over time based on success that makes it so that 8% numbers are possible? Or is there a tax incentive that you guys will be able to capture, or my client will be able to capture, that they'll be able to pay me out of? Where do we get to that number? How do we get to the numbers that work for everybody? You know, how much time can I spend on this to be a green team champion? Really? Okay, what does it take to make it so that I can spend 3 months of my year working on just these types of projects? What kind of dollars? Work it out with your boss. So there's different value of services associated with different services and what they can do. If you're helping somebody change out their office supply company, or you're making a suggestion, okay? You're making a suggestion, they switch out to the office supply company, they agree to it, they're going to do it all. They've got, their office manager is top-notch. They know how to enter those codes and thing and that. We've switched vendors 3 times. We always do it based on price or concern. We're going to do it based on the environment now. We're going to move to these people. You don't have to do anything. Thanks for the suggestion. Okay. Very little value evaluated with your level of service to that point. If you're going to be inputting the codes, if you're going to get down and dirty in that level of detail, or you're going to be managing the conference calls between the new office supply company and the client, managing the communication piece to make sure everything gets set up there, that's a different value of service conversation. If you're going to start to personally guarantee results, that is a completely different level of service than not doing that. So there's different cost factors that you have to factor in relative to the value of service that you're bringing to the table. And you always want to charge for when there's value. Measure that value, look for what it is, put a cost value to it. Whether you're a green team champion or a consultant, you always want to know what that value of service number is associated with what you're doing or what you did. Right? That gets us through there. It always is specific and regional to the customer for vendor selection. So they got to have the right network in the right area, and they got to do that themselves. I mean, they can get some general guideline help from what we're doing in the Epics document stuff, and we make some suggestions in there. But on the office supplies, you're almost certainly going to want to go with the ones that we have in our thing. But in terms of the energy vendors, those are always regional players. In terms of the folks that are putting up windmills, that's always regional. Insulation people, I mean, you're not going to fly people in from New York to put insulation in a building in California. They got to know to find those people locally themselves. And that's, you know, they can call and ask for advice. We can give them that, tell them what they should be looking for. More than happy to do that. Pick up the phone, talk to us, great. But, you know, that's part of advancing our mission of helping green change get out there. But if there was one thing that needs to come across, it's this. It's that no company is going to have the expertise in all these different areas. No person, no group of people, really it's just not going to happen. They need to branch out and get that network of people to help them. And they need to maintain control over the processes of working with those people. If you don't know how to set up a conference call today, learn how to do it. Okay? That's the big thing that they need to take away. Learn how to manage the communication piece. If you have vendors that are going to talk to your clients about their lighting or about their insulation or about their office supplies or about any of this stuff, you manage the communication piece for getting that stuff all set up. The more control you have over the communication piece about how and when they talk to each other, the more you'll be in on the conversations and can position yourself to put in billable L&M into it for yourself.